All right, what's going on YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Let's talk about this World Boxing Super Series final at 118 bantamweight, which is also a unification match between Naoya Inoue against Nonito Donaire. All right, big fight, great matchup, one of the better matchups of the year. Again, we've been getting a lot of good matchups consistently in boxing the last couple of months. All right, it's just been great matchup after great. Now, all of the fights were great, but the matchups are great. This is another great matchup here. All right, so this fight is going to be happening on dazn. Now, when I went on dazn earlier today, they have it set for 5:15 a.m. November 7th, which is tomorrow, Eastern. All right, Eastern time. But when I watched the commercial, for some reason, it has it set for November 7th. Or I'm sorry, November 6th, which is today, for at 1900 hours, which would be 7 p.m. All right, so I'm a little confused there. I did Google and look at a couple of boxing websites. They have it listed as well at 5:15 a.m. tomorrow. All right, I know it's gonna be really early because this is all the way in Japan, on the other side of the map. So I think we're gonna go with the 5:15 a.m. Time. Okay, but listen, great matchup, and this is the World Boxing Super Series final. Like I said, this is also a unification match. Now, I know a lot of people feel that Donaire is washed up. Okay, he's gone. This is a guy that was a former pound for pound fighter at one point, up until he fought Guillermo Rigondeaux. All right, 122. He eventually went up to 126. Took a few losses, okay, was stopped by Nicholas Walters, and his last defeat, or his last fight at 126, was against Carl Frampton, where he was thoroughly outboxed and lost a pretty clear decision in that fight. All right, so he decided to move down to 118, which is lower than where he was at 122, and he's in this tournament. Didn't have the best luck. He fought Ryan Burnett, caught Burnett with a left hook to the body, third round. And Burnett was stopped because of the injury that he obtained. Many people believe that it was from that left hook. And Burnett has recently retired because of that injury. All right, that was the first round of the tournament. Then he was supposed to fight Tate in the second round, but he got injured, and then he had to pull out of the fight, and he ended up fighting Young as a replacement. And a guy that's not really on a level of the top fighters, and Donaire was, able to stop him, right, without too many issues. All right, so now we're in the finals. He's going to be fighting Inoue, who's coming off some great wins, and some against some really good fighters. He fought Payano and stopped him in the first round. Just knocked him out, man. Just one punch, dropped him and KO'd him. And then he fought Manny Ramirez in the second round of the tournament. A fighter that I did a video. You guys remember I did cover the fight, and a lot of people were in the comments thought that Manny was going to be able to pull off the upset. A lot of people thought he was going to expose Inoue in that fight. First round was pretty competitive, but after that, once Inoue started to open up, man, it was over. He just totally destroyed Manny Rodriguez, and the fight was over pretty much. He was able to stop him early, a lot earlier than I expected. I had Inoue winning, but I didn't think he would beat Manny so easily. All right, I didn't think he would beat Payano so easily. All right. So this fight, when you really look at it, in a lot of ways, Inoue is a younger version of Nonito Donaire, okay? Donaire, if you look at both of them, man, they both have they're big punchers. They're very quick hands. They're just both very, very explosive, Inoue is kind of a younger version of him, okay? I'd rather go with the younger guy, and that's what I'm going with. Inoue, I'm going with him here. But Donaire has more power than anyone that he's faced up to this point. And I think if Inoue were to lose, because I definitely think whoever loses the fight is going to get stopped. Inoue, if he can't take Donaire's power, which I don't believe that Inoue is going to be taking a lot of punches from Donaire. If he does, he's going to sleep. I think anyone can go to sleep in this fight, and I think someone will go to sleep. I think someone will be stopped in this fight. You know, both have devastating left hooks. Both counter really, really well. Both attack the body very, very well. You know, so these guys are gonna come out in round one, and this is gonna be a very, very technical fight. Both of these fighters are not looking to make any mistakes. It will cost them the fight early if either one makes a mistake. I feel that Donaire is going to be, even though he's the older guy, I think he's going to be able to take the punches better than most of these guys that Inoue have been knocking out. I mean, just his experience being there and going up and fighting guys at bigger weight classes, bigger guys at bigger weight classes. He's been stopped, obviously, and he's been hurt, you know, he's been rocked, but he's a pretty durable fighter. You know, he's a pretty durable fighter. Nicholas Walters was the only one that really, really stopped him. And at 126, Walters was a huge puncher at 126. Anyway, I think would have to put punishment on him consistently in order to stop him. I can't see him really just knock him out with one punch like he did with Payano. I think Donaire is going to be more durable than these other opponents. And I think it will just be too much punishment at some point where he's going to have to stop. You know, maybe he'll drop him a couple of times before Donaire actually getting stopped in this fight. But you never know, because Inoue has proven me not wrong, but he's done better than what I expected in past fights, you know. But you never know, because Donaire has explosive power too. He's still very fast. I know he's older. I know he's taking some losses, but he's still very, very, very fast, man. And you just never know. And you know, the thing is, when Inoue really starts to get it going, and when he starts to really open up and he's trying to finish you off, he leaves himself open at time. He drops his guard and he goes he goes right into attack mode. And he's a good defensive fighter, but when he's on attack mode and he starts bringing a lot of pressure, he does drop his guard a bit. If he tries to get Donaire out of there and he gets caught with a left hook, he could end up being the one going to sleep. Okay, so even though I have Inoue winning this one, you just never know, man. And I think it would be that left hook. Donaire has a crazy left hook, man, and he's been knocking out guys much bigger than Inoue. But I see Inoue just being the younger, fresher fighter. I think him attacking Donaire to the body is gonna bother Donaire. I think Donaire is going to go for his body as well. I mean, they both attack the body very well. They're both actually very similar in some ways. All right. Both are dangerous in both ways. You know, both have good, strong, powerful right hands. Like I said, both have left hooks. You just don't know, man. And they're both really good counterers. All right. And they're both going to be looking to counter and destroy. Throw great combinations as well, both. All right, so I see Donaire. You know, I don't know if Inoue is going to be. I think Inoue is going to be fighting a little bit on his back foot. All right. I think Donaire is going to be the one coming forward more. But if Inoue catches you with a shot, he's going to just go right at Donaire. And that's the one thing that can catch, you know, that's the only way that he's going to get caught slipping. If he drops his guard and go too much on the attack, he has to be careful. You know, he has to thoroughly dismantle Donaire. If he tries to get him out of there quickly, he can end up getting hurt and caught with something himself. All right. So, anyway, I got Inoue winning this fight, winning the tournament. And, you know, I already view him as a top 5 pound for pound fighter. I think this would just even make his resume even better at this point. You know, and there's still a couple of fights I want to see him in. I know his brother is going to be fighting, what's this guy name? Ubali. He's going to be fighting his brother on the pre-fight, all right? The fight right before. And they're only going to have 2 fights for this card. All right, so Inoue's brother is going to be Takuma. He's going to be fighting on the card. He's going to be fighting for a title, okay, against Ubali in the first fight, all right? But outside of that, I mean, I would like to see if Ubali is able to win. I would like to see that fight. I want to see the fight against Neri. That's also there, you know. Tete, that's also out there, you know. And we'll see where we can go from there. All right, so let me know what you guys think. I have Inoue, and make sure you guys subscribe. Peace.